Welcome back, guys, to some more Dota 2 action. Let's not hide too much of the draft. Well, let's remove some things over here. Let's play Bouncy Roo. Now you can see well enough. This is the WePlayDota 2 League, hosted by WePlay. You can find the website, all the information about these tournaments over at weplay.in.ua. It's a Ukrainian organization organizing a fantastic $20,000 in prizes, $10,000 of that in cash, $10,000 in gear and hardware. To the best teams in Europe and America. This is your European qualifier number 2, where we get to see some of the upcoming European teams take fight. We've had TCM take on Dubas's new team, which was Aurochs Gaming. They managed to defeat them, so TCM are through the next round. 2 teams from this qualifier will advance to the main tournament. Unfortunately, the rest, the other 100-plus teams will not. They are just here looking to test their might, looking to see whether or not they have what it takes, and only 2 of these teams will advance. 2 advanced last week, which was Rat in the Dark, the Finnish stack, as well as some other team who I can't recall and could not recall earlier. Unfortunately, I have not done my homework today. I've been casting for some time now. We had the Gosu Cup before this, but here we are now at the WePlayDota2 qualifier. We've got 2 teams who most of you probably are not all that well familiar with. We've got Imaginary Gaming over on the Dire side, and we've got PikaTeam over on the Radiant side. And whoa, we've got a Tinker pick. Okay, I like these guys already. I'm digging this. As soon as I see Tinker, I'm thinking, sweet, this will be an interesting game. Although, when we go back to like MTW and they used to play Tinker, it was like, oh gosh, we've got a Tinker. March of the Machines turtling, or like team fight for the next 30 minutes. But we don't get to see Tinker every game anymore like he used to be seen. So it's a nice little thing to mix, nice little way to mix things up. As let's see what we're going to be looking at here as Team Pika up against Imaginary Gaming. This is the Beyond the Summit coverage, of course, of the WePlayDota tournament. We're going to be covering this throughout, all throughout. Remaining. We get through the main tournament where you've got your sort of top American and European teams invited. 8 of the invites have already been revealed, which is Navi, VP, Empire, Dignitas, Liquid, and EG. So Dignitas, Liquid, EG, VP. The 3 big American teams, the 3 big CIS teams, VP, Navi, and Empire, and then you've got Fnatic, as well as one other European team invited. I believe Mouse Sports. Actually, no, I don't know if Mouse Sports were in the initial 8. But then you've got 16 more invites, which will be released in the next, I imagine, day or 2, as the main tournament will be getting underway in the next week or 2. So more of those invites will be revealed soon. And basically, you can sort of guess who they are based on who's not playing the qualifier. So you've got your Mouse Sports. You've got your other sort of next-level European teams who didn't quite make the first cut. Although I can't actually, not enough names come to mind. Teams like, possibly even the QPAD team. I'm wondering if we'll get to see QPAD play in this tournament. I'm not 100% sure whether or not they're ready to start playing in competitions yet, but that'd be awesome if they were. I'm sure they're actually getting invited, but I'm not 100% sure if they'll be playing. But that stuff aside, we've got 2 teams here who we're going to be looking at. 2 teams that we should be looking at, especially considering they don't get much exposure. They're both upcoming teams here. They've made it through to, I believe, round 4 in this European qualifier. So we'll see whether or not they can go much further. It is PikaTeam over on the Radiant up against ImG, Imaginary Gaming on the Dire, and Undying, Magnus, and Tinker, the first 3 picks for Imaginary Gaming. So they get 2 of their core heroes in Magnus and Tinker. Undying most likely be played as one of their 2 supports. Then over on the Radiant side, PikaTeam, we've got Puck, Bane, and Darkseer. So they've got their 2 solos in the Puck and the Darkseer. Quite happy to send Puck or possibly even Darkseer towards mid lane. Both heroes capable of that. Both heroes capable offlaners as well. And Anti-Mage, there's your carry. Look at these. I love these last 6 bands. You've got Lifestealer, Gyrocopter, Luna, carry, and then you've got Juggernaut, Void, more carries, and Shadow Demon as well, always worthy of a ban, but Anti-Mage snuck through, so he gets a pickup, and that's a nice little hero to have against a Tinker for sure. You can always blink on and get the initiation. Until he gets a sheep stick up, he's always going to be prone to taking a lot of damage from an Anti-Mage, especially when your boots are traveling around to lanes, using up a lot of your mana. Leech is the last pick, if you want to... It's... Here not been seen all that much lately, but if you want to deny farm and creeps from an Anti-Mage, it can be fantastic. So we'll see how ImG want to lane this, Imaginary Gaming, but they are using their imaginations, that's for sure, as we now hop ourselves into the game, which to me means just flicking a switch and saying, hey, there's our overlay. Oh yeah, we did it. Everything should look okay, and we're going to see what's me going here. Good luck, have funds come out as the two European teams are looking to sort of assemble, head out to their lanes. We're going to have PT Curse from Team PikaTeam. That is one scary ass looking Pika. Whoa. I'm definitely on Team Dire here. Not only have they picked Tinker, they don't have this. What is this? PikaTeam, come on guys. You're going to scare some children. I thought this cast was meant to be like all ages. PG cast. Maybe PG-13 at worst, but shit like that is not going to fly. Holy crap. We've got PikaTeam's Sword Art playing the Rubik. FTMU playing the Bane. We've got Splat the Slayer. That's a very suiting name for the whole theme. You've got these Pikachus with some devilish teeth and claws, and then you've got Splat the Slayer. And I think that's Anti-Mage. I was about to say, there's a fifth hero somewhere. It's the Anti-Mage. Keep your arrow. Playing him in the safe lane. So it is going to be the trial lane at bottom. And, well, we'll see how Imaginary Gaming looks to deal with this. We've got Bans. Not to be confused with Benz, one of my favourite Chinese players. Playing the Tinker. We've got Sev Dota, the captain, on the Undying. Further up, we've got Vlad Teps. Sort of Frenchish name, playing the Lich. And then at mid lane, we've got Pazto. Is that Pazto? Yeah, Pazto playing the Mag. And then finally, at top lane, we've got 1909 playing the Weaver. As looks like early warding coming out in the enemy jungle. Just blocking that pull. Are there any sentry wards coming out? It looks like they're pinging it. They know something's up. They're going to have to tango their way through this. Anti-Mage, nope, no Quelling Blade. So they're going to have to at least use a tango to reach it. And we'll see if they do go for that as 2 seconds, guys. Let's hope I don't miss anything. That's what we want to get rid of. Get rid of that smooth drag. Oh, this is nicer.
Double
so,
damage. Mid
lane, Puck up against the Mag, and pretty even matchup for the most part. Mag will get the ball as fast as he can. He's got enough regen to sustain himself. He's already sitting on 300 gold, so the bottle shouldn't be too much of a problem for him to get. Puck, on the other hand, well, should be, with the early Null Talisman, should do pretty well as far as last hitting goes. FTMU going to get some early vision down towards the bottom river here. Both teams with vision there will be able to spot anything coming in. And yep, they did manage to deward it. So they tangoed through, dewarded the pool, and now they can make sure they use that. And this is before the first pool spawn. So that they preemptively knew it was there. And that's going to really help them out that they get this first pool here. They can also stack it as well, which is what they want to get back for. FTMU needs to get this stack off, although we're going to see Sev looking to block the stack. He's going to stand here. He's not going to let it spawn, basically. I like this. Oh, he pulled it up. It's going to spawn because he pulled this up, and now he's actually going to get ganked out here. Sev, in between sort of a rock and a hard place here with 3 heroes surrounding him. Brain Snap at level 1 actually being picked up, so it's not a nightmare. A lot of neutral creeps working their way on FTMU, but it doesn't matter. It's enough right-click damage coming out that Anti-Mage actually gets the first blood as well. Great start for PikaTeam. And is he going to actually pull this? No, I don't think he timed it right. Oh, very close to timing it right. Actually, yeah, he does. He gets the pull as well. I don't think he intended that, but hey, all's well that ends well. They pushed up the lane and then they get the pull up at the perfect time. So, I mean, that was ideal scenario out of 10 for the PikaTeam here. As, there we go. That's what I was missing. A CS chat. Ooh, Darksy, you gotta be careful. Shikuchi's coming back up in a second here. I'm surprised he looked at... That was a weird little juke. He could have just kept running. The Shikuchi was still on cooldown for quite a while. I guess overestimating the cooldown of that. It was actually not back up quite yet, and it could have actually got a bit more out of that sal. But all in all, it's PikaTeam off to a good start here with the first blood, with this bottom lane under control. We're going to see them looking... We'll see ImG looking to contest this pull as much as possible, but they're going to do so more or less in vain. Tinker is looking for the early soaring. We'll be going the March build, which is what you want in a Trailing versus Trailing, and he's also taking quite a bit of damage from an Anti-Mage. Mana break will be problematic here. You can take away his strength with the decay, but that mana break damage is always coming through. I said that as if he's a strength hero. His strength does not have anything to do with his damage, but it will make him a lot squishier. Anti-Mage is going to be taking a lot more prone to this harass and damage. As Undying, just happy to continually spam this again. 900 HP up on him. Anti-Mage down to 400. Bane as well getting down to 450, so it's something which PikaTeam are going to have to deal with, and they're doing so fairly well. They're going to have this lane constantly pushing out up against the Lich tonight. They're going to have themselves constantly getting harassed by an Undying. But hey, they're getting harassed, but they're not. It's not really. They're not sustaining too much more damage apart from the decay spam, and that's the main thing for them. Anti-Mage's still getting some farm and last hits, even if it's not as much as he'd like to be having. But the two solos for PikaTeam, both with a good amount of farm. Puck. Silence being thrown just to ensure that he doesn't miss a single creep. He wants to stay up there as far as farm goes. Mag gonna send an illusion rune down bottom. I believe just it should last long enough that he can scout this rune, which is what he's trying to do. With he sends one both ways, so he'll know exactly where it spawned. Although he doesn't really need this bottom one, he could be using this maybe to get some vision in this jungle, block this pull, or even just harass and help him last it at mid lane. But he'll have it there just in case. Also, it does allow him to deny the rune. That's the big thing. If it does spawn bottom and he's not going to get there in time, his illusion rune can deny it. So that's really the one perk of sending the illusion rune there. Anti-Mage, early ring of regen. So he's Tranquil Boots. Okay, I mean, Trailing versus Trailing, having the Tranquil Boots is going to be ideal scenario for him, especially when you're up against a Lich. You can spam Frost Blast pretty easily. We're actually going to go in here. Tinker's going to be the target here. They're going to try to bring him down as fast as possible. Self Nightmare from FTMU trying to keep himself alive. Problem is, Martin the Machine will wake him up. Undying gets himself a kill here. Anti-Mage is taking a lot of damage. Is there another Frost Nova? Not when you've got Anti-Mage burning away your mana. Undying the Tombstone forces these heroes to retreat. Fadebolt is there. Double kill goes the way of Rubik. Can he get a third here? Undying though. He's too damn tanky. He's actually got another Decay. Won't do enough damage here. Oh, he will with a right click. Decay that. Will get himself the kill. Anti-Mage's coming around from the side. He's going to try and fight this. Rocket is there. Another kill goes the way of ImG, and they fight back in the bottom lane. Get themselves 3 kills in a row. They do lose the Tinker in the process as well as the Lich, but 3 for 2 trade is going to get them back in this game in this bottom lane especially. And it's a good position for them in this bottom lane to be getting kills and just trading kills as well at that. Offensive trailing, it's all about sort of breaking even. Trading kills is great as long as your sort of solos are doing decent as far as farm goes, which isn't going as well as they'd like. Mag okay, slightly behind, well, 1 CS behind Puck, sorry. Weaver a fair bit behind the Darkseid, where you'd like to see the lane going slightly more in their favour. He had a bad sort of early start. He needs to get the Tranquil Boots, which is the one big item I feel that is just so useful against the Darkseid. The Iron Shell, you're always going to be tanking it. You're also always going to be spending a lot of time lasting in creeps under your own tower because of the nature of Darkseid. Pushing your lane with the Iron Shell. You need Tranquil Boots in this matchup. Magic Stick also great to have. This Bassa Ring, it's a cost-effective item. You want to get that Ring of Aquila, but ultimately, the Tranquil Boots, the Magic Stick are slightly more important in this lane. Bottom lane. Lich still just spamming the Dark Ritual as much as possible, I imagine. And it's doing its job just to sort of keep the Anti-Mage down. 8 CS only. Make it 9 now for Anti-Mage. He's got Tranquil Boots up, but this is not the kind of farm you'd hope for on your Anti-Mage. And Trailing vs. Trailing is sort of doing its job as far as slowing him down. Tinker hasn't got a ton of farm. He's only seeing on 16 creeps, but they're not too worried about that. They know. He's just getting the levels. He's got 3 points in the March of the Machines now. That is being complete and utter pest for the Anti-Mage. Spam him down. Force out of Tranquil Boots. And he's going to pop those now as, Sev. Can he get Decay off? That'd be, Anti-Mage is going to be pretty annoyed if that's the case. Mags come in. Oh, he's hiding. He's well positioned here. It looks like these heroes don't actually know it. Bane and Rubik. If they run up, they're running right into this mag. Oh, he's been spotted. Ping is there. He's going to get actually thrown into the air with the telekinesis. Stuns the Lich as well. He's looking for an RP. Not getting close enough. He has an RP, but it's just a Rubik he'll get out of it. I think he wants more. Rocket going to come in. Is there going to be enough damage? He needs a right click as well as a shockwave at least. There's your right click. There's your shockwave. Magic one keeps him alive. Well played by Rubik. Mag thought he had it. Rubik knew what was up, and well, and all said and done. It's a wasted time coming out from ImG's Mag, although Anti-Mage's now looking to trade hits with this Undying. Undying going to drop a Tombstone here. Forces Anti-Mage back here as well as the Bane, and these zombies are there to be farmed, but it's Tinker who's running on in. He's also got March of the Machines being dropped here. Bane caught in the very, very questionable position now. Luckily the March of the Machines going backwards, not forwards under the tower, but here comes the trio of heroes. The Lich, the Mag, the Tinker going under their tower. TP coming in from Rubik. They're looking to get a revenge kill here on this Mag. Mag does he have a skewer? Does do so, and didn't take Anti-Mage with him, but Anti-Mage can chase. He's got the blink up. He finishes them off, and now he moves to the next target. Vlad taps the Lich. He's going to get brought down. Anti-Mage with a double kill. Meanwhile, in the background, Puck finishes off the Tinker. 3 kill swing to PikaTeam, PikaDota, Pika for you. Whatever you want to call them. They're Pika for you on the scoreboard, and well, they get themselves some additional kills here. Intel treads up on the Puck, and Anti-Mage with a double kill. He's not getting CS, but he's getting kills, so at least he's getting something out of this. And kills will translate into some XP, so he's going to have this level 6 up nice and early. When you look at this XP, 2k very early on. Up against a level 5 Tinker, a level 4 Undying, and Tinker especially, when you're up against a Mana Void, if he's chewing through his mana, he's going to take a lot of damage even early on. Even to this level 1 Mana Void. Top lane, you've got the Darkseid, who does have his Soul Ring up now, being very aggressive with this lane. And actually went for a wand, the Weaver. He's got his Ring of Regen here, so we'll see if he goes for the Tranquil Boots, or just looks to maybe build it towards something like a Hood, but his lack of Tranquil Boots is making it really hard to stay in lane. You don't have the HP regen without Tranquil Boots. It's got to be the go-to item as a carry in a safe lane in 1v1 matchup, especially against the Darkseid. Mag now, he's had this RP out for a while, hasn't been able to find openings to make use of it. Going to try to get himself some Arcane Boots here. Should use a Bottle Charge or two. It does mean what's going to happen here. He picks up the Arcane Boots and he's sitting on 300 out of 600 mana because it goes by percents. If he uses a bottle, gets himself to about 2/3, 3/4 mana. When he picks up the Arcane Boots, suddenly he has 3/4 mana. It's like the same concept as when you drop your when you're going to use like a rune or something. When you want to use a salve, you drop your strength item. It's the same concept. Before you buy your Arcane Boots, you want to have as full a mana as possible. So if he'd use the bottle there, he'd have a good 500 mana here. As far as being cost effective with your items. And sure, he wants to keep those bottle charges for later, but he's sitting low on mana. He doesn't really have enough for his full combo with a skewer, an ulti, and a shockwave. Bottom lane, sorry, top lane, Rubik is going to start roaming back towards mid lane. Possibly even look to go on this mag here. When you've got a puck with a maxed out silence first, it's definitely possible that they get this kill. No vision coming in from above as well, so mag is going to possibly be caught out here. He probably thinks he's safe with a skewer, but Puck, all he has to do is land this level 4 silence, and we've got a telekinesis to lead things off. Oh, Rubik going to come around in just a second if we're not careful. Leads with a coil. Oh, you don't want... I can't lead with the coil. It gives mag time to get out of there. You need the telekinesis to go first. Or a Puck silence, but Puck getting close enough to silence is going to be difficult. They needed to go with the telekinesis to set things up. Follow up with the silence, and then coil could be sort of a last minute extra bit of damage if they needed it. But PikaTeam still ahead, 7 kills to 4. Anti-Mage actually picks himself up a Claymore here, so he's going early game damage as well as building towards that Battle Fury. But rather than going for the Perseverance parts first, he knows he has enough HP regen from Tranquil Boots, so he says, I'll go for some extra damage. This will help with last hits as well as with when we're getting aggressive, when we're having these clashes at bottom lane. Top lane, you've got the Weaver. He's 0 and 1 so far. Darkseid does have that assist kill on him. And for the most part, it's PikaTeam who are winning these lanes. All 3 lanes to some extent, with Anti-Mage getting a couple more kills at bottom lane. Darkseid having a great time at top lane, out-farming this Weaver as well as putting a lot of pressure on him. And you've got mid lane, the Puck, who's 1-0 so far and getting close towards the Treads as well as a Blink Dagger. Rotation's coming. Pasto knows they need to make something happen in the other lane. You're losing all 3 lanes, that's where you have to start gaking and roaming. Make a lane, turn a lane around in your favor, because if it stays the way you're losing 3 lanes without you with you guys playing passive, that's when you're going to lose this game very quickly. Snowball effect starts coming into play. So Pasto, he has to take a risk here, which is move bottom. If this doesn't work out, they end up even further behind, but it's a risk you have to take. Observer Ward behind the tower gives them that vision they need to get aggressive. Spot the hero's exact position, give them potential to get aggressive here. And Tinker throws out some rockets to get things started here. And needs to be careful. He has got 3 in Blink here, so it's a nice short cooldown. The 1 point in Spell Shield. That first point, 26%. It goes up by 8% after at each level, but that one point on its own is just so damn useful. And oh no, Pasto, this is what I'm talking about. He goes back mid lane and he's just wasted a lot of time and helped out the other team so much. Weaver does get tower tonight, actually. Puck would have loved to have had that one. And now it's bottom lane. They have managed to find an opening here. Tinker's taking out bait. Anti-Mage's going to go in, drops the ultimate, brings down the Lich. He's still chasing, though. He wants his Tinker. Tinker who has a Soul Ring. And the Soul Ring probably not going to be popped here, because that's just going to bring him down even faster as Puck goes TPing in, finishes off the Tinker. That's his Blink Dagger gold. 2 for 1 trade going away at PikaTeam. Make it 3 for 1. Undying goes down as well. He was looking to chase down the Rubik, finish him off. Not going to happen today. And the entire time, it's PT Curse, the Darkseid, farming away at top lane. He's got himself a mech up already on his Darkseid. Pasto, well, he's had the right idea, moving around the map, going bottom, but it didn't work out for him. He went back mid, and as soon as he goes back mid, that's where his team engaged. It was back, and that's the thing with it's not just because of the bad timing of the engagement. PikaTeam probably got a lot more aggressive with their positioning. As soon as they see Mag back mid, they know they don't have to be playing as safe at bottom lane. And then IMG think, okay, they're not playing as safe, they're playing somewhat offensive, let's try and engage on them. And sure, they got the first kill. They led things off with a kill going their way, but it was not the exchange they were hoping for. This is an exchange they'd love to get. A kill on this Darkseid. Problem is he's got the mech, he's also got a surge, mech's keeping him alive, Shockwave is going to come in just in time. Pazto, he's getting very low. He has got bottle here, but there's going to be an initial secondary hero coming in. It's the Puck as well. Chainfrost trying to bounce itself around. It's going to go back to the bait. Lich is trying to finish off the Rubik. The Weaver, his Beetle actually gives enough vision. Lich only had the vision from that Weaver Beetle. And a second and a third kill go the way of the Radiant team at top lane. Puck is there. Puck is blinking in. Puck is causing problems all over the map. Now level 11. Level 12 in just a second. That's going to be a level 2 ultimate coming into play. Things looking very, very bad for IMG. Good news is, Tinker does have Boots of Travel here with his Soul Ring, so we're going to see him look to sort of basically prevent Anti-Mage from farming, chase him around the map if need be, spam rockets wherever he goes, and just be an all-around pest. But Anti-Mage, 5-1 and 3. Boy, is that bad. He's got his Perseverance as well. Keep Your Arrow has his Perseverance. It's going to be a Battle Fury coming up in just 600 gold. Tinker can kill off Ancients now with this maxed out March of the Machines, but it just doesn't feel like he's going to be carrying this game. He's just not got the farm he needs. Pucket mid. Completely missed that. Solo kill on the Mag. The level 2 core gives him that extra damage, and then he's got the Blink Dagger. Help follow things up. Ensure you get that silence off that you need. Oh, bottom lane, they're looking to go in for this Tinker. Anti-Mage's going to go blinking in. Is there going to be enough to keep this Tinker alive? There is nothing at all. Anti-Mage with just a level 1 ultimate, but it's more than enough. He's going to farm off some zombies. And the Tombstone goes down as well. That's going to be his Battle Fury here with just 1 or 2 more creeps. He's now up to 1150 gold. This Siege creep is his Battle Fury. 15 minutes in. This is the offensive Trialing designed to shut his farm down. He hasn't farmed well, that's the thing. The Trialing succeeded in stopping him from farming. He's only on 53 creeps. When you look at the Dark Series on 84, you're like, okay, he hasn't had a great time farming, but he's got 6 kills at this bottom lane. 6 kills, including a first blood gold. Darkseer, finds the Lich. TP going to be coming in here. It is the just the Undying here. Very brave coming out from him. Needs some additional backup TPs. Tinker's going to be the one. Don't have to wait the extra duration here, but the backstab is coming. Darkseer's got 1 point in the ultimate. He'd love a second, but more importantly, he's got the mech. Mech is going to be what keeps him alive in this push here. No silence coming out. Mag does go for an RP. Burst down Puck as well as Darkseer. Ooh, some fancy play. They didn't even get a kill out of that one. Looks like there was going to be a rotation from PikaTeam that would work out well for them, but Mag was there with a big RP. Level 4 skewer. Got him into the right position, and the RP was there. Anti-Mage is top though. He says, okay, you guys can have bottom lane. I want to make my way top because PikaTeam, it's not about protecting every tower as much as possible. They know this Tinker spam can just whittle away at them, make it hard to defend towers, make it hard to sort of... Basically, any long ongoing fight is not going to go their way. They need to get a big engagement, pick off one fast, and then get out. They don't want these long drawn-out fights against the Tinker. So for them, they're saying, okay, we can just back off, send Anti-Mage top to farm. Oh, Rubik. Tanks most of a Chain Frost. Nightmare is there. That's going to actually finish off, do enough damage to finish him off. Full Magic Wand, it looks like. Keeps FTMU alive. He's under the Tombstone, though, taking a lot of damage, but here comes Darkseer as well. He's trying to finish him off. He's going to do so with one last decay, and Puck is there for a revenge kill. Puck finishes off the Undying, and now Puck trying to finish off the Tombstone. Get himself some extra gold as well as just make sure that his team can keep on chasing. 2 for 2 trade at bottom lane. PikaTeam pick up the Undying and Lich. They lose the Bane and Rubik, so supports falling all their other map. Both teams trade off their 2 supports. But when you've got an Anti-Mage on the map, it's always Anti-Mage who's coming out on top. Even when he's not there getting those kills, it's buying him time. Tinker, well, Sheepseeker's the one way they can deal with him later on, and that Sheepseeker isn't going to be coming up anytime soon. It's probably not even going to be the first item of choice for Tinker. You generally go for a movement speed item, be it the Force Staff or a Blink Dagger. You don't want to go straight for something like a Sheepseeker. You need the mobility. Especially against an Anti-Mage, to get away if you're getting ganked. Be able to Force Staff away, blink into trees to spam your March of the Machines. Splat actually manages to time the last hit on the tower as Darkseer mechs him up. As well as probably more so mechs himself up, I should be saying. Tinker, 1500 gold. Oh, very close. Puck was looking for a sneaky little kill there. Dropped the coil just a second too late. And immediately blinks out. Some really great control there. I mean, sure he misses the coil, looks like a bit of a fool, but then immediately blinks out, knowing that that wasn't a position for him to be in. Doesn't even drop the silence. recognize is just how sort of dire that position was. There's top lane. Curson, the Weaver. 190909. Back to this familiar trading of blows. How things started in this top lane. Anti-Mage is nearby. That's really the big issue here. Darkseid's trying to bait this. Let Anti-Mage come in and try to finish off the Weaver, but there's not going to be enough to bring him down. They can't really burn away all that mana in time. Mag is actually also in the neighborhood. We'll have to see if Bane can scout him out. Bane is just doing a bit of warding here, and Mag should spot him from the high ground if he tries to come on up. Rubik, mid lane. TP's going to be coming in, so this is going to force Rubik back a little bit. Bane as well needs to be careful. Rockets are going to land with the Mag giving some vision with just an illusion, and it's still all PikaTeam creating space for the Anti-Mages. Level 14, about to hit level 13. Tinker finishes off his Blink Dagger now, so this is not going to change the tempo a whole lot. Oh, this will though. Mag comes in, finds an RP on 2, but once again, it's the 2 support. Oh, no, it's not the 2 supports. It's actually Darkseid who gets caught out. Puck comes in with a counter initiation, finishes off Tinker. Of all the heroes, not who ImG could really afford to lose. They will manage to take out this Darkseid here, caught between the Lich and the Mag. 2 for 1 though. They lose Tinker though. That's costly for him, and Puck still lurking around, not doing enough damage to anyone, it looks like. Undying. Back in the river, not going to look to fight this Puck head on. Lich actually on the high ground. Lich is one of those squishy heroes you can't really manage to take on. Lich maybe even have to be forced to TP out of this. Orb not going to land, so this is going to be look to be a bit of a turnaround, but Anti-Mage has gone blinking in. Chain Frost bounces, but bounces but doesn't, I should be saying. Bounces and then, well, Puck just phase shifts everything, and Mag gonna go in, but he hasn't not got an RP anymore. He's already used that here. Anti-Mage goes in with an ultimate, not quite enough damage to finish off the Weaver. He's slinging on 60 HP. Mag does go down, and now they're looking for Sev. Undying being gripped up. Anti-Mage doesn't time it. Rubik actually is the one who finishes it off, and Tinker gonna go. I'm about to say Tinker going completely insane there, TPing into the middle of 3 or 4 heroes, even if they were a bit low. But immediate blink out, drops the march, drops the rockets, and well, he's just looking to control these waves a bit better now. But 21-13 the kill lead for PikaTeam. Anti-Mage, keep your arrow. Battle Fury as well as his Tranquil Boots and Torment Shield. He's now got 2.8k gold. So there's your gold for a Yasha. Or possibly even a Vlad's. It looks like we're going to be seeing a Vlad's come out. Imagine Vlad's into the Manta style. So this is what a variation on the standard Anti-Mage build. The standard Anti-Mage build is your Battle Fury into your Manta, into your Butterfly Heart sort of items. But this Vlad's is something you can sort of interject. If you want to go the Vlad's, you generally get it very early on, right after the Battle Fury or right after the Manta. You go B Fury, Manta, Vlad's, or the Vlad's and then the Manta. And we're seeing the Vlad's pick up here. He can disassemble the Tranquil Boots, which is where it's so great. And he's probably got treads coming out as well. Yep. It's where going the Tranquil Boots, you don't even end up losing gold when you switch to your treads. You don't have to sell off the components. You turn them into your Vlad's. And then you are... assuming he can do his little mixing here. Bit of struggle. Need that ring there. Need that ring. As well as the Vlad's recipe. He's going to do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, he's struggling. There we go. Anti-Mage gets his Vlad's up. That was some fun to watch. Disassembling items and making new items. Not always the easiest thing to do. As evidenced by that Anti-Mage. And his teammates, well, they're pushing out lanes. Puck, huge farm. Level 16 with an Ultimate Orb and Blink Dagger. And we're just 21 minutes in. We'll be looking at a Sheepstick anytime soon. As Shikuchi's been stolen as well. Rubik going to be really happy with that useful pickup. Help keep himself alive. We're not going to be seeing sentries or dust up on this Dire team, I imagine. There's no invis on the Radiant team apart from the stolen Shikuchi. And boy, is that going to be pesky here. Oh, Tinker, they get the Fade Ball off. That's going to prevent a Blink Dagger round. And Puck going to finish him off. He does manage to laser his way through Rubik just before going down. Gets himself a going away present, but boy, Tinker getting caught out time and time again. Rubik, well, it's a support for one of your carries. The guy who's still been farming for some time now. Anti-Mage's level 22 minutes, level 15. Not quite as great off as this Puck, who's level 17 now. 17 and a half at that. And he's going to be looking at a Sheepstick sometime in the next 3 or 4 minutes. For ImG, what do they look to do here? They really, for me, they just need to get these basic core items up. They need to sort of play safe, avoid some of these deaths that they've been having, get the mecha. That's one of the big things they're missing. This mecha on the Undying. Weaver, well, we're looking at a Lincoln's here, so this is going to be a bit of a slow and steady pace before they can get Weaver to involve. Mag does have a Blink Dagger, so this is the hero they have to look to play this game around. It's going to be the Mag. When they've got the RP up, when they have Mag in position where he's looking for ultis, they have to be ready for it. Tinker has to be there as soon as he's landing it, get the rockets off, get March of the Machine off on multiple occasions, and really look to do some decent damage, stacking it on top of the RP. As we'll have a bit of a pause coming out from the Radiant team, which gives me a chance to remind you guys what you're watching. This is the WePlayDota2 League. This is actually just the European qualifier for it. It's a big North American, well, not North American, American and European tournament. 24 teams are being invited, as well as 8 teams will qualify through qualifiers. And this is the second European qualifiers. 4 teams have already qualified, so we're going to see 4 more teams get qualified this weekend. 2 from the European qualifier and 2 from the American. As this 2 teams here playing PikaTeam and ImG, looking to make their way through the European qualifier. They're going to have to find themselves up against some tough opponents later on. Team TCM, Chewy's team, as well as Team NextKZ playing this European qualifier. So it's not going to be easy by any means, as it looks like a bit of a disconnect coming out for the Weaver. Force was actually from the Radiant team, so maybe just taking this chance to do a bit of a reset of his settings. TP sounds. What's going on here? Tinker TPing somewhere. Looks to be TPing bottom. Based on the sounds, Tinker is TPing bottom, even though I don't see an animation anywhere. Yeah, Tinker TPing bottom. And this T2 tower, I mean, this is getting very low. Not only a bigger team ahead on kills, they've got this great late game with an Anti-Mage, but they're also controlling the map very well. Tier 2 tower at bottom getting quite low. Tier 2 at top's been chipped away at. Bane's getting some offensive wards. He was actually trying to get up on this hill before earlier I saw him, but I think he realized heroes were coming in, so he went for a more safer position to put it down. Close to his other sentry. Okay, I thought there were 2 observer wards. You don't get the eye. During the pauses, I lose my eye vision to know which is a sentry ward. As looks like we'll have a bit of an extended pause coming out here, coming out of this. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in on the Saturday evening, I believe. Yeah, Saturday evening, that's right. We've had a good weekend full of Dota. We've got the Gosu Cup, and basically Beyond the Sun will be coming 2 pretty much open tournaments. Gosu Cup and open Asian tournament for whoever wants to play, and then we've got this WePlayDota2 qualifier, another open tournament for anyone who wants to play. So we're really... This weekend, there's a big focus on the upcoming teams. First, the upcoming teams in Asia, and then we've got the upcoming teams in Europe and America in these WePlay qualifiers. So it's a fun weekend for us. It's not sort of the premier teams and content that we sometimes have, but it's a different kind of content, a fun kind of content where we get to see some new picks, maybe some new teams and players who we're not used to seeing. Not always the same level of Dota that we get from when you're casting Na'Vi, Empire, Liquid, or your top Chinese teams, but definitely some fun. It's fun to give these guys some exposure, because these guys are the guys looking to break out on the professional scene. As Pasto, with skewers like that, maybe not going to be happening anytime soon, but no flame intended. I may come off as sometimes somewhat of a dick sometimes, but no flame intended to him. He's had some nice RPs, which has been, I mean, that's the one thing which has actually kept Imaginary Gaming in the game at various points, has been some of these mag RPs. He's really had hit a few big ones for his team when they've been looking to be in a bad position. Suddenly he'll hit one, get a couple kills. Generally it's only the support heroes they're killing, but that's because Anti-Mage is really hard to bring down. Same goes for the Pug with the phase shift and getting a lot of levels there now. And Darkseer, he's just naturally tanky, has this mech, and he's starting to build towards that pipe of insight as well. So Winter would be pleased if he's watching. We are going to be having the pipe as well as the mech up on this Radiant team, and then they look for that strong 5-man composition. That pipe will come up around the same time as this Anti-Mage Manta style I have a feeling as well, and if we're getting Manta style up with the pipe, oh boy is that scary. Oh, Weaver, he's going to get caught out. He's actually going to get... Ooh! He does manage to get the time lapse off. Puck wasn't there in time for another right click. He needed just one more, and Mag now, he's in the middle of things. He's going to be once again on the back of 2 kills on the support heroes. The Rubik as well as Bane both look to be brought down here. Puck not going to be able to finish anyone off, and 2 for nothing for Imaginary Gaming. Anti-Mage realizes he can't really do a whole lot to turn that one around, and, well, It's once again the Mag who's in the middle of things. Weaver, well, somewhat baits things out, but there just wasn't quite enough damage. They dropped the Fiend's Grip. Puck used both Silence and his ult, but he couldn't find the Weaver fast enough. As Puck, oh, sneaky little deny there. He gets the deny, he blinks away. Oh, he doesn't blink away. It looks like he just walks away. Meanwhile, bottom lane actually gets denied as well. Tinker gets the deny on Anti-Mage there as he's going to Soul Ring up and he's almost daring the Anti-Mage to go on in. And all he has to do is pop a laser and then Anti-Mage can't get any more right clicks off on him. He can always ulti him. Level 3 ultimate at that, so we're going to do a lot of damage now to this Tinker. But Anti-Mage quickly lifestealing his way back up to health. Tinker cancelling in front of the Anti-Mage's face, and, well, for Tinker, where does he look to go? He's going bottom. He realizes, hey, Anti-Mage, I don't want to fight you. And I think rightfully so. I think you're going to farm out these Ancients and just look to start building towards the Sheepstick now, I imagine. Now that he's got his Boots of Travel and Blink, Sheepstick comes next. You don't want to go for the 2 items which give you mobility. You don't want the Force Staff and Blink. You just need one or the other. And the supports for Team Pika. Well, we've got a Force Staff coming on the Rubik. You've got Bane with very little as far as support items go. But Darkseer, the offlaner, the utility support, he's got Mech, Arcane Boots, and going to be seeing a Pipe very, very soon. Just needs, well, it looks like about 1.2k more gold. The recipe, as well as a ring. Ooh, is he going to drop a coil on this? I don't think so. Oh, misclicked there. Not going to be looking at a coil here, as there wasn't enough backup coming in. He could have just TP'd after the coil. Sheepstick is up, though.
Illusion.
That's really the big worry for this imaginary gaming side, is that Sheepstick up on the Puck this early on. Pickoffs are going to be so easy, and then you got the team fight. If you can get a Sheep off on a key hero, makes Weaver a lot more killable. He's going for a Mantis Cell, not even going for the Lincolns, which it looked like he was. Maybe able to disrupt Mag, if you've got quick fingers, but he's going to be going for Blink RPs. He's not looking to skewer in for an RP. So having quick fingers to sheep him before he RPs is near impossible. That's sort of like Dendy level. Oh, here we go. Initiation actually coming in. RP, there we go. Hits 3. This is something which you can't stop. You're going to see a Chain Frost followed up as well. This is all going horribly wrong for PT. PikaTeam get absolutely slaughtered at bottom lane. Puck going to look for a phase shift into a blink here. Can he get the blink off? Does succeed in doing so. Going to try orb his way out of this. Just managed to get past the river here, and it looks like he should be okay. Maybe not. Mag is there, chases him up. Tinker's there with a laser. They've got the blink to chase him off. Phase shift. Ooh! He should have gone for a full phase shift. I thought he was going to go for a full phase shift. He had his blink up. He could have just waited out that phase shift and gone for another blink, I want to say, but he cut it short. And 3 kills go the way of Imaginary Gaming. They're giving up farm to the Anti-Mage, but that's a great engagement from them. It's once again PikaTeam just getting overzealous and overextending there at the bottom lane. They're going to lose themselves a tower as well, not just the 3 kills. Anti-Mage's going to try to go for a bit of a counter push here at mid lane. Both heroes mantering it up. As Tinker does TP himself in. He's picked up his ultimate orb now. The Sheeps are going to be the one thing that Imaginary Gaming need going into this late game if they want to stand a chance against the Anti-Mage, who I believe should have his Mantis Star now. What has he picked up? Doesn't. Oh, yeah, he's got his Mantis. He's got a full Mantis Star as well as 3.3k gold. What am I talking about? I'm thinking he needs another piece for it. He's been sitting on this Mantis Star for some time now. And 3.3k gold, so that's going to be his Eagle Song or possibly a Reaver, depending if he goes for the heart or the butterfly. What's it going to be? Neither. Okay. Did not expect that. Could have sworn he'd be looking to pick one up. He even sold his poor man's shield. I think it must have been a bit of a misclick there, because I'm pretty sure he meant to buy one of those 2 items. There he goes blinking around. He really is looking for this Tinker. This DD rune giving him some insane right-click damage. As he's going to keep power farming his way. Maybe looking to catch this Dire team by surprise by picking up like a straight heart or a straight butterfly. He doesn't want to show the pieces when he just wants to sort of go for the full finished product. Force Stuff is up on the Lich. Lich going to go for a bit of warding here. Oh, Lich, you need to be careful. This is an Anti-Mage. Not a hero you can really take into 1v1. Mag is there, but even with an RP, they haven't got the lockdown. That's really the big issue here. The only disable they've got is a Mag ultimate. You look at the Anti-Mage pick here and think, okay, how are they actually going to kill him when they haven't got the lockdown? And the fact is they can't. Until we see a Tinker with a Sheepstick, they just haven't got the lockdown to do enough damage to an Anti-Mage unless he really makes a bad judgment call in engaging in. 4.7k gold now, so he's getting close to having enough gold for a heart or a straight butterfly. Just needs another sort of 1k gold and he can go for either of those two items. And he's posing to be a very, very big threat. Last tier 1 tower does go at top, so ImG have had a good time getting the tier 1 mid, then bottom, now top. One by one, these tier 1 towers have fallen for them, and without too much of a contest, which is really the big thing for them. They haven't had to fight for them. They haven't, or in most cases it's been they've won. They've got a pick off or two, and then they got a free uncontested tower. That's how mid and bottom fell. Top was just, they got some space. Speaking of space, though, Weaver may have sort of overestimated how much space he has at top lane. He does manage to time-lapse off the puck initial engagement, but Bane was there with a grip. Have they got a gem? No gem up as of yet. They're just playing around with dust and sentries. And this old fella, he's up to 4.3k gold, and it is going to be a Heart of Tarask. He's got enough gold for it now as well. Straight heart. So this is what I meant. He could have picked up that river a long time ago, and it wasn't a matter of, hey, he wants to save a buyback. It's this big, hey, I want to catch him by surprise. Because right now, ImG, no, he's either going for a heart or a butterfly, and it could sort of affect how they play, depending on what he goes for. If he goes for a heart, he's going for this unkillable machine. The butterfly is more a split-pushing, damage-dealing item, but this heart is going to be, let's just become unkillable. You can still play it a fairly similar way with the split push, but you can do so with sort of no real regard for being ganked, because they can't kill him with this heart. There's no way they're killing him. Even with a 5-man gank and an RP, they haven't got the damage. They just do not, they have, for one thing, they've got no follow-up disables, and for another thing, where's the actual DPS coming from? They haven't got a right-click carry of their own to actually bring down Anti-Mage. Weaver, not really happening. Just not enough there. You have got a medallion and a bit of damage, but nowhere near enough. The one thing that will be there to make Anti-Mage killable is this sheepstick, which is actually getting closer and closer. And I don't see Tinker saving for buyback, because he's going to know that the only way they ever stand a chance of killing Anti-Mage is going to be with a sheepstick up. Anti-Mage blinks himself into the Roshan pit, and this is going to be, well, pretty straightforward solo of Roshan, I think. Unless they smell what's up. They're going to smoke and just basically position themselves around Anti-Mage, because there's a good chance ImG look to contest this knowing that there's 5 heroes on the map missing, so they may not know it's Anti-Mage soloing it. They may be expecting more 5 heroes in there. And Anti-Mage's going to sell this Quelling Blade, I imagine, and look to pick up this. It's going to be too late. It looks like it's going to be too late. Could see a Tinker go all in for the... Sheep was used. Didn't manage to steal the Aegis in time. Anti-Mage just got it. He goes blinking straight into 3 or 4 heroes. And this is because he's just got this Aegis. He's not worried at all about any of this. Tombstone going to be dropped from the Undying. He's going to get sheeped up again, but hey, this is nowhere at all. Great vacuum into a wall of replica. Darkseid finds a perfect engagement. Mag does hit 3 with his ultimate, but that's not going to be enough for him because these wall of replica illusions just doing so much damage. Mag as well as Lich falls, make it 3 and make it 4. Undying goes down as well. Tinker the only survivor. He's TP'd out. He's TPing back in. Don't do that, Tinker. Blinks himself away. Anti-Mage's going to chase him up. Laser is there as well as a sheepstick. He needs to rearm this. It is a level 2 rearm, so Anti-Mage's still chasing. He hasn't actually got his ultimate back up anymore. Enfeeble is there. Not going to do a whole lot to a Tinker, and they're going to make it a full team wipe. Anti-Mage gets the kill. PikaTeam, team wipe ImG, and now they look to go down this mid lane. Get the tier 2, get the Raxes. Here at 32 minutes in, Anti-Mage is finished farming. It's time for him to go high ground, and well, they do so in convincing fashion. The big Darkseid ultimate, the wall of replica into a vacuum. Combine that with the power of a mech and pipe, having these 2 utility items, something this Dire team doesn't have. They have just the mech on the Undying, but that Undying got brought down fast. He got isolated. He had to mech just himself. It wasn't used in a team fight scenario. It was used in a, hey, let's keep myself alive for this extra 250 HP, but Anti-Mage was always going to bring him down. And Anti-Mage is also always going to bring these Raxes down at mid lane as soon as they killed off 5 heroes. They get the Raxes, they back off, and well, Anti-Mage, he doesn't really have any item slots. That's the problem with having... That's it. He wants a butterfly, but he hasn't got item slots for it. When he's got the Vlads as well as an Aegis, 2 items which he'd rather not have, and he sells the Vlads for that very reason. At this point, he's probably telling his teammates, "Hey, Rubik, want to buy a Vlads for me?" And Rubik does just that. No, Rubik buys a Blink Dagger. Oh, come on, Rubik. Be a friend to the Anti-Mage. He doesn't really need the lifesteal as much at this point. He gets the regen, HP regen from the heart. He doesn't need the lifesteal to battle out in fights, because they're not going to bring him down in one go, so he can always regen from the heart, from his heart in between clashes. So at this point, Vlad is just not going to be as big and crucial for him. Looked like a big all-in smoke gang. Complexity smoke gang, where they got too far behind, decided they had to go for something big and risky. Anti-Mage still has Aegis. He didn't even lose it that last fight. They get grouped up, all 5 in one. Anti-Mage ultimate, big ultimate, tears him apart. Mana Void of his life. Keep your arrow. just dishes out some serious deeps there. As Lich is the only man standing, the squishiest of all on the IMG side. I can't believe it. GG is called. I think Seb Dota's like, what just happened? That was a complete slaughter. They caught 5 heroes in, I believe, a coil and silence. All 5 got silenced up, and Anti-Mage just dished out the hate, tears them apart. I don't know about anti-fun, but this has definitely been a fun Anti-Mage game to watch as far as the Anti-Mage games goes. People cringing thinking, oh, we have to see Anti-Mage, but boy, what an ultimate. What a team fight coming out for PikaTeam. And they dismantle IMG. Imaginary Gaming get taken apart. 35 minutes was all it took, and PikaTeam are going to advance to the next round here in your WePlayDota2 League European Qualifier number 2 and get themselves that slightly bit closer to qualifying, to getting a chance to compete with those top American and European teams. Even if they're not looking to be a real contender and walk away with prize money, but it's just that opportunity you get to compete against Na'Vi, to compete against Team Liquid, to get to play with the big boys. That's what they're here for. And hey, who knows? This is a chance for them to get noticed and get that next sponsor maybe, get really their name on the map, and that's what they're here for as well. They've now got themselves some exposure. A fantastic game coming out of PikaTeam, guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun tonight casting a lot of these games. Unfortunately for me, it's now 10 past 7 in the morning, which, well, it means bedtime for me. It's got to be sleep for me. There's a couple more of these games coming up. There may be some other streamers for it. Unfortunately, I'm done for today. I'll be back tomorrow where we'll have more. We'll be streaming for longer tomorrow because tomorrow is where we get to the quarterfinals, the semifinals. We get deeper into this qualifier, and we'll have some much more closer and intense games. But for tonight, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the Gosu Cup. Hope you guys enjoyed the WePlayDota2 League. And thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with more action. I believe I'm streaming again in about 14 hours time. That's when Gosu Cup picks up 1 p.m. SGT, which is Singapore time, in 14 hours. So be sure to tune in then. We'll follow up the Gosu Cup with some streams of the WePlayDota2 League. Anyways, guys, thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm Gods. You can find me on Twitter. That's at BTSGods. And you can also be sure to follow Beyond the Summit on Twitter, Facebook, and here on Twitch TV. Click that little link below the stream. Follow Beyond the Summit. You get notified whenever we go live. So people saying, oh man, I didn't know you guys were streaming. Oh man, I missed that epic game that you casted with Cyclops. Why didn't someone tell me you were casting with Cyclops? Well, follow the stream. You'll then know when we go live and when this stuff is happening. Anyways, guys, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow, as said. Follow Beyond the Summit, and thanks everyone for staying tuned in and supporting us throughout our fantastic year, and we hope to continue doing more awesome stuff as we move to LA and set up our Beyond the Summit broadcast studio.